Hello and welcome to another edition of A Lot of Help with James Lott Jr. I'm the James Lott Jr. of James Lott Jr. here on JLJ Media, my online network. And this show, of course, we focus on things that help better the world and better people who are in it. Now, this company, I'm going to read a little thing from them. Safewave Technology company focuses on creating a safer environment for individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. They have a patent pending wearable device. It's a band. So we're going to talk about this vibration brand and what it's about them, who they are, who he is. And I think this is a great thing because we want everybody to feel safe, obviously. And if you're deaf or hard of hearing, we know that's a different kind of world for you out there. His name is Trevon Bruch, and he is the CEO of Safewave. How you doing, Trevon?
Doing well. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to come talk about Safewave and that type of thing.
Yes. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. I'm always about this. So where were you always an entrepreneur? Or you were always a person? I mean, was that something that you were into?
Well, I didn't realize I think I was an entrepreneur until college. I came up in high school, raised by a single mother, of course. She had me at 15, so a young mother at that. I came up, we had to make our own money as kids growing up. So I used to do the typical thing that kids did. I flipped Jordans. I bought Jordans, resold them. Yeah. So it wasn't really, I didn't look at it as like an entrepreneur thing, more so it was like I'm making a little bit of money here thing. But no, I really found my passion in entrepreneurship when I was in college. I created a mobile application that was like an all-in-one type of app, navigation, that type of thing. But after I created that, we worked up pretty quick. We made our way in front of some of the university directors. And then from there, I just kind of fell in love with just the concept of being able to create something and really bringing it to life and then sharing that experience of what you brought to life to other individuals. So I really found—
What were you in college for? What were you in college for?
All right, so this stumps a lot of people. So I started college. I did 3 years as a broadcast major, and I ended up switching. Yeah, right. And then I ended up switching to political science because I wanted to go to law school.
What? Okay.
Yeah, everywhere, right? Everywhere.
Yeah. No, like three very different, distinct things.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Well, broadcast, you talk, so I can see that. That's something. But then law, it's very interesting. Okay, we all know folks out there, life can take turns, and I used to be a nurse, so now I'm doing entertainment. So I mean,
there you go.
That's how life works. Okay, but okay, so I want to ask you this because you just said something that's very interesting to me. This whole thing about creating, inventing, creating. That's a whole different thing than just saying, I like lotion. I'm going to sell this lotion to you. It's like you're saying, I'm going to create. You say you did an app, and now you're doing. So, I mean, where did that come? Were you always a creator? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah. So, my aunts, they always tell me. So another thing about myself too, is not only I was raised by a single mother, but I was raised by nothing but women. So, I stand behind women, that type of thing. But anyway, that's another story. I'm saying that to say that my aunt was telling me even, when I was a kid, I would do simple things like I would use socks, and my socks would be my carry thing. So I would carry toys in my socks. So I had to create a bag out of a sock, right? But I like to think of myself as a creative, just because it's fun. I don't know what really brought it to me. Really, it's just something that's always been in my head. It's just I've always was able to look at something.
But you know what I mean, though, where people a lot of times they'll grab a product that's already there and be successful at that, or they're the figurehead behind. They're the person who comes in and finances or sells it or pushes it. You're like saying, I'm creating something. That's slightly. I think it's very admirable. I mean, like that's ideas are ideas. But you're like, I'm creating something. It's something that's very interesting.
Innovation, yeah. We look at ourselves definitely as innovators for sure. It's fun. We get to put our own twist on stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So now, how did Safewave come about? Because you said it was it felt like 4 years ago. I guess 4 years ago.
Yeah. So basically, I was sleeping one day in my bed. A fire alarm went off. I live with roommates. I'm 26. So at the time, 4 years ago, I was probably 22. So I was living with a bunch of other 20-year-olds. Fire alarm went off. Of course, I got up, checked the scene. Nothing was wrong. And I became frustrated at first. I was like, man, I woke up out of my nap. There's not even an issue here. I could have stayed asleep, right? But then I kind of stepped back a little bit and I counted my blessings, because at the end of the day, what if something was wrong and I didn't hear it, right? So I was fortunate enough to hear it and nothing was wrong. So I stepped back and counted my blessings. But that brought up my next question. Okay, well, what if I couldn't have heard it and there's something, was on fire or something wrong? What happened? What would the results be? And from there, I kind of thought, well, is there something out there for the people that are deaf and hard of hearing? And from there, we took it to Northern Kentucky University, which is a university here in the state of Kentucky. And when they heard what we were trying to do, which was create vibration-based security for these deaf, hard of hearing individuals, they basically were like, man, let us research something like this, because it sounds like it's out there. It sounds too generic, right? It's out there. It's too generic.
Right.
Yeah. So they ended up checking it out for a week, and they did their research, and they found that, we thought of a product and created a product that isn't out there. And they were so shocked to the point that they actually helped us prep, and we got accepted into the number 2 pitch competition in the entire United States of America. So just off of a simple thought of, hey, what if I was deaf? And I couldn't hear this. Just basically blew into this.
Let's stop there for a second, because that is, I want to say something to people. I've done 1,000 shows, I've done 1,000,000 shows, and I've talked to people who have created programs or things, and sometimes, so folks that are listening to this or watching this, sometimes what you think is the simplest thought has not been taken, and it's completely shocking. Sometimes there's things out there that maybe somebody thought about it but never went fully for it. So the niche is there. So you found something that sounds so like, well, I'm sure there's a product that does. I'm sure there's something out there, and literally it wasn't. So you were able, because you went forward with it, to fill a niche. I'm just saying that I think that's important to know that. Check it. If you have an idea, go check it out first. See what's out there somewhere, because it may not, right? Because it may not be.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I definitely stand on that. For any entrepreneur that thinks that way, and I think that for anybody to even have that type of thought process where they feel like they have something that's new, like you said, go for it, because you never know, right? We created a vibration band, right? But that sounds so generic, but at the same time, it's like we are able to save, a potentially 466 million people in the world, right? That simple thought is now drawn into a bigger picture, and now here we are raising $2 million to hit the market. Right. So it's like, who would have thought that, like, at the age of 22? So definitely what you said too. Anybody that's watching, for sure, you think of something, it'll never hurt to try it.
It won't. It seriously won't. It will. You have nothing to lose. When you think of something, there's something out there already. Even if there's something out there, you may still have something that's different than that. Like just
knowledge and build the experience. So it's like you're building your personal self, and you can never go wrong building your personal self.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Okay, so this band, let's talk about this high quality vibration brand. Tell me about it. Tell me what is it?
So
oh, we got a little frozen. I will pause recording. Go ahead.
So our goal basically at Safewave was to improve the safety, security, and quality of living for those individuals who are deaf and hard of hearing. And we plan to do so through a vibration wristband, right? So imagine just a Fitbit, right? But it has 3 motors placed on the bottom of the wrist. So these 3 motors placed on the bottom wrist essentially are going to be vibrating in different frequencies, hitting the nerve on the bottom of the wrist, which is more sensitive. And it is strong enough to wake you out of a REM sleep. So what we would do is we would have our consumers, our customers, these deaf and hard of hearing individuals, basically they would wear this band to bed. They could wear it in their house, wherever it may be, but it connects to their security system. So let's say there's a fire alarm that goes off, or any type of, breach inside the home, doors open, anything like that. Basically it's going to vibrate. This will allow an individual to wake up out of sleep to see what's going on in the area. And shockingly, we are the first and only company that are doing vibration-based security in the form of a wristband.
Because I know that on some like on the security side of things, they'll have things on your phone, like they'll have notifications or whatever. But yeah, so I guess nothing on the wrist. I mean, because if your phone's not on you may not hear. I mean, your phone's on the table or something, it's not on you. This is actually on you. Interesting. I'm looking at it. Is it lightweight? Is it medium weight? Like how is the band? How does it usually feel?
It's lightweight. We're actually using the same exact manufacturers that Fitbit used. So our quality is going to be the exact same. Flex circuits. We have the same exact quality as a Fitbit, kind of how like the Fitbit is. Same exact way as our band. Our band is it also is a standalone band, which means that our consumers, you don't have to have like an Apple Watch face or a Samsung face. It's a standalone smart band. It charges wirelessly. It connects via Bluetooth because we have a chip inside of it. And yeah, just simple, simple light band, waterproof, that type of thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. Waterproof. Also, so does it work with most security systems like ADT and, Vivi and all those places? They work with most of those?
ADT, Simply Safe, Ring, any type of smart security, making your home essentially a smart home.
Yeah.
It works with all of that. Eventually, though, down the line, just to give a little taste, we plan on actually being able to have our band be a standalone band without any security systems at all. So essentially, what it would be is just an individual would wear the band inside the home. They would have our Safewave mobile app, and through the Safewave mobile app, that basically is going to work as a central hub for the security system. And yeah, we plan on being a standalone band for the deaf and hard of hearing community.
Wow. So now people are going to ask you, they're going to watch this. So I'm sure you tested this out with deaf and hard of hearing people. So what have been some of the reactions you've gotten?
Yeah. So the one that we kind of mentioned the most, there was a student at NKU. His name was Tyler Stockwell. He kind of gave us the chance where we took this big bulky band, we put it on his wrist. He lives with his parents. So the way that we ran the test, another thing is we're bootstrapped, right? We're college kids doing this. So we had Tyler Stockwell basically wear the band. And we had his father monitor. Whenever Tyler fell asleep, we counted 30 minutes. After 30 minutes passed, and the reason we did 30 minutes is because that's presumably when your body goes into a realm of sleep, the deepest form of sleep, right? So we had his father come in and we said, all right, we're gonna hit the power button and test these motors. Let us know what it does. So we're on the phone with his father, and we pushed the button, and when we pushed the button, Tyler woke up instantly. So the reaction from this was, previously Tyler's, he was in grad school getting ready to graduate, and the only security, I guess you can say, system or preventative break-in fire type of method before that Tyler was going to use was a dog. So his parents were actually in a position where they had to purchase a dog in order to do so. So Tyler's life now is, it's a dog is his safety net almost. Yeah. Another individual in Texas, we kind of asked him the same thing, hey, what do you do if somebody breaks into your home or catches on fire? And he kind of chuckled and he said, we die. And I said, no, really? Like, for business purposes, I'm creating a band. What do you do when somebody breaks into your home? Really? And he looked us in the straight face. He said, no, really, we die. And, at that moment, that's really when we kind of found our purpose with Safewave. We knew that we weren't just dealing with a product that can just make us money, all right? It can make us we can get a nice car. No, we realized that we could really impact the community deeper, just not only on the aspect of saving the life in the home, but we could really make an impact to where we can bring attention in the media to this demographic, right? Where these people are, underserved, overlooked. And it kind of, it resonates with me because, like I said, my past and where I come from, I like to feel like my culture is overlooked and underserved. So it kind of I'm getting cold chills even thinking about it. But that's kind of really the passion behind it too, in a sense. I know that wasn't the question, but it's kind of the passion in it. It's just we're able to help, individuals that are like us in the aspect of just being underserved and overlooked.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we're othered. So anybody othered that we actually understand. And there's a sameness in being othered, no matter what we are. In many ways, it's of course at different degrees and all that kind of stuff. But the whole thing is when you're not thought of, where you're not marketed to, where you're not looked after, we know what that feels like. So any kind of product or any kind of attention to us, and deaf and hard of hearing people literally are just not really, they are underserved.
And it's crazy because like even them with hearing aids, right? So when people think deaf or hard of hearing, you hear everybody knows what a hearing aid is, but it's crazy because like insurance companies don't even help pay for hearing aids.
They don't.
People have to come out of pocket for it. And it's like, my goodness. So if we can just create a company that can do the thing where, our second model comes out, we had the people that bought the first one, donated to a less fortunate family. We give them a discount on the second product. Like, I think we could really build a culture and a community around this demographic and really bring some light to them. So
yeah, so folks, he's saying something that's my stepdad. I know for a fact the insurance doesn't cover it. I don't get political, but I don't understand that at all. I don't understand that because they have to hear. Hello, they need to hear. Okay, so let's get to this part too. People are going to ask me, of course, pricing. So how do these things? How does it work? And Scott, this is still new, so I guess we'll see how long each band lasts, I guess, for a while. But so far, pricing. What's going on with pricing?
We're going to be retailing at $149.99. Yeah, so super affordable. The reason we did this is just basically looking at competitors, but also kind of looking at the situation of the individuals that we are dealing with. So I believe personally we could retail this at, let's say, $199 and we'd do fine, right? We believe we can, but at the end of the day, like I said, we're not in the way that our company's set up, just our morals and stuff. It's that extra $50, we'd rather put it back in their customers' pocket, right? And make them feel better about their home life. That's the biggest thing, man. Like I said, we're not here to really get rich. We're here to really make an impact. So yeah, we're pricing at $149, no subscription cost at all. Just because the subscription is going to be through ADT Ring or whatever, which is, down the line in the future though, like I said, when we release this next model, we plan on doing a subscription, but it's going to be much cheaper than the Ring, Simply Safe, and everything like that. Just because, like I said, we're not trying to go crazy with these people. So.
No, that's good. I'm not. That's very affordable. I think it's well. You say you're trying to serve people. You're trying to give it out to more. You want the most people to get it, which means that if you get a lot of people buying it, you'll still do fine. You know what I mean? Like monetarily, you'll be fine. If everybody buys it, you'll be fine. I'm like, it's not going to be like anything crazy. So that's really good. And like you said, start doing different tiers and things later as you got more products come out. That's how you do. That's how you do a company. That's how it works. I mean, that's how you do that. This is great. I mean, so right now I'm looking at the one model. Will it always be that kind of coloring and style? Will you be playing with other styles and colorings? I mean, people like pretty things. I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, I love that style because that's my aesthetic. But just wondering if you're gonna do like girly ones or these. I just wonder if this could be a thing. Yeah.
Great question. I'm glad you asked that actually, because I think you're the first person to actually ask about the style. So thank you. Finally, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
because people like style. People like to have things that match their style. I mean, yeah, they do.
Yeah. So one thing about us at Safewave too is, once again, we're young entrepreneurs, right? So we understand kind of looking at trends and what people like. So for the first model, just to keep it simple, we're gonna go all black. But when the second model releases, we plan on spicing it up a little bit. We're going to go with the Safewave blue. I believe my other co-founder, Jarrett, said that we're going to throw like a lighter pink in there. And then, of course, we're going to have the black. I think we're going to do a white and a gray. So I believe we're going to have a blue, pink, white, gray, and black.
That's nice.
So we're going to have 5 different colors for the second one. Yep.
Because in the picture I see, I like that. That's my style. I like that. And all that is good. But no, everybody likes to have accessories. But even though it's something to help you out, even hearing aids come in different colors. I mean, they like to have people like different things. You know that. You're flipping Jordan. How it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people like to work with products that make them. It's inclusive. It feels good. Yes. When I wear this band, I like the color. I feel good. So yeah, 100%.
Great. If you could, I like talking about actualization of dreams and stuff, and speaking into existence. As we end this conversation, which has been great, what would you like to see where would you like to see this company go? If you had just no limits, where would you like to see it go?
I guess a demographic we haven't hit on, we actually plan on getting into, down to 3 years from now, eventually. We not only plan on helping the deaf and hard of hearing, we eventually want to help Alzheimer's, dementia, as well as special needs and expecting parents. So instead of the individual that's deaf and hard of hearing wearing it, a caretaker would now wear it. So an individual that, let's say, sneaking out or whatever, they sneak out at night or whatever. So I would then wear the band and I'd be able to monitor without physically watching and monitoring, right? But eventually what we're trying to do is, the ultimate goal really is, man, we even if we save one life, we really want to save lives. A couple months ago in Toledo, Ohio, we had a 69-year-old man that passed away in a house fire, and they found him in his bed still, and they realized that it was lack of security. So we really just want to give people the same opportunity that somebody like us would have to hear something. But honestly, the ultimate goal, man, I guess, with this company is, we want to build it up just to save lives, but also help these people with positions. So we could start some type of scholarship programs and then eventually take the earnings and put that back into my community and build other entrepreneurs and show that, hey, dreams are reachable, So the ultimate goal really, man, is just to inspire the youth, inspire somebody that's like me, that we didn't have guidance, just to inspire other entrepreneurs in my city to come out and really try. And if I could build that foundation with this company and it'd be the first domino to do so, I feel like my purpose in life is achieved. So that's.
I love it, Trevon. I love it. And you're welcome to come on the show anytime. You have new products, better product, whatever. Just come on the show anytime. We'll talk about it. I'm now rooting for you, following you. I'm following you, see make you see how you continue to do this, because I love hearing that young people. I'm twice your age, and so but you know why I look so good. I have to say it out loud.
There you go. There you go. You got the hair going.
Why. You know why. I have to say it.
Yeah.
But I'm twice your age, and I love the fact that young people are doing something that's actually positive. It's just like we have so much negative in the world. You actually said, I'm trying to do something that's affect positive change. And so I think you're going to do it. I'm not even questioning it. You and your partners, you guys are all going to do it. I think it's not even a question. And so you're doing it now.
Appreciate that, man.
So SafeWaveTech.com is the website. Go check it out and see what they're talking about. They have to tell you the mission, the vision, and show you one of the products. So go on there and check them out. And if you have any additional questions, you can always put them on the comments below, and I'll pass them on to him, and he can maybe answer them to you or whatever. And if you have any questions or thoughts or want to help them out or anything, you always come on and ask and let me know, and I'll pass it on to Trevon, of course. Is there any other places you want to promote, Trevon, or was that good enough? I don't know. Any place you want to promote?
That was good enough. I think it was all good. The only question I have though for you, since you asked me, right? The only question I have for you is, what do you think your goal is with your podcast, man? What are you trying to achieve with that?
Well, here's the thing. So I'm actually an online network. This is one of 45 shows I have. So when the pandemic, I know I'm an overachiever. So when the pandemic hit, all the studios in Hollywood shut down. So I was like forced all these hosts. I was a host and producer. We're just kind of like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I said, there's not that many men of color who have their own networks. There's not that many. I know a few, Byron Allen, Tyler Perry, a few people have the stuff. And I said, I'm going to do it myself. And I'm in my 50s. And so I said, I'm going to do it myself. And the last 2 years, I've been growing and growing. And I have programming from Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars geek. As you can see, I have these little things by me. I love these little things everywhere. I'm a Star Wars geek. I work with the networks on the soap operas, I work with Hallmark. I do all kinds of stuff. I do issues on Black. And stuff. I do issues on everything. But I started this entertainment company, JLJ Media, and because I've been in business 15 years. And I said, I want to grow this to be this big, major player in Hollywood. And I'm a medium-sized player. So I want to get to where they're like Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, James Lott Jr. I want to be up there. That's my ultimate goal. And literally to help people. Again, all my programming is positive, it's fun, it's funny, it's serious, it's life-affirming. I'm passing information. It's equality. Everybody gets a chance, no matter what your age is, or race, or races, or genders. It's all about everybody. That's my goal is to reach the world on a larger platform. Doing interviews, talking to people like you, spotlighting folks who are doing stuff that are positive. That's my goal always.
I want to say thank you. You're doing an amazing job at it. Keep going, keep hustling. Like you said, man, everything's gonna work. It's all about the mindset.
So. Well, you and I are two examples. Young or older, doesn't matter. Just
doesn't matter. No matter.
Seriously.
Hustle don't have an age. Hustle don't have an age.
It sure don't. It doesn't. And it's not easy all the time, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And if you're not an entrepreneur yourself and don't have that thought, then support an entrepreneur. We can always use support, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's monetary, whatever. Then support a person who's out there doing a business. Don't discourage them and tell them, what are you doing? Get a job. Don't say those things. Like, seriously, if that's not your thing, then support someone where it's that thing. So support Trevon, support me, support others who are out there where this is our thing. This is what we're doing. So thank you, Jared. So everybody, thank you for watching the show. We're here every week. A lot of help with James Lott Jr. JLJ Media is the website. We'll see you next time.